welcome to my channel. Today's video actually has several things in it. I was using some of the new Colourpop eyeshadows in this video to create this look right here, and I was also using a few other new techniques as well. So this is going to be a talk through tutorial, by the way. So this is how the tutorial came out. I used a lot of the new Colourpop eyeshadows, and throughout the tutorial I will be talking about the different colors that I'm using. I'll be giving you like my first impressions since this was my first time using these colors, and I was really interested in figuring out how they would look on the eyes, and I was not disappointed, by the way. So if you want to see these colors in action, if you want to see how to create this look, or if you're just bored and you want someone to watch, then keep watching. I actually have no idea what I'm doing today. I mean, I have some colors picked out. I know definitely that I'm not going to be using all exclusively Colourpop eyeshadows since I don't have a lot of the brow bone highlight colors. I'm just going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette and pick out a few colors from here. This is already getting a little bit grubby, which I do not like. I mean, I wish it would stay pristine and pure forever, but it's not destined to be like that. So this is pretty much, when you look at it, this is what it looks like, and I think I'm going to use Vermeer, and I'm just going to pop this in my brow bone. I'm actually going to mix it in with Primavera as well, like these two colors right here, because like Vermeer is very pink tone, and then Primavera has like more of a goldy tone to it. So I'm just going to mix these two together and just apply these to my brow bone. And if you've seen any of my other tutorials, you might have seen that usually I just do this as a last step, but I'm just going to try and do it first because I kind of like that technique, and we'll just see how it just turns out. I'm using, by the way, an e.l.f. concealer brush. And this is actually quite intense. So I'm just going to like just apply that to my brow bone. So now it's time to get into the Colourpop eyeshadows, and I actually have them in a Z palette, of course. This is my Z palette with all of my single eyeshadows. I don't really have a lot, but these are pretty much all of my singles, and I actually am very picky about what single eyeshadows I have because I don't want to have like a whole bunch of single eyeshadows that I don't really use. So I always edit down my collection to pretty much the best formulas I can find, and I'm actually very picky with single eyeshadows, so these are only the good ones. So that's why I really like this palette a lot, because it pretty much has all my favorite colors in here, as well as some pops of color, as well as some really unique and some really amazing colors in here as well too. So these are pretty much all the singles that I have. So the Colourpop ones are like these 6 down here. I don't really have a lot, and that's because I don't really have a lot of money to go out and buy the entire line of all the colors, and also I didn't really get set any, because like usually when you see a whole bunch of colors that people are swatching every color in the entire line, that's usually because a brand sends them every color. I don't really do that because, well, obviously there's no use sending me any because I don't really have as much of a audience as they do, and also I just don't really have money to spend to buy the entire collection. So these are some of the colors that I found to be very unique. I actually went online and I saw some videos where they were swatching a whole bunch of the colors, and that was a great resource because I was able to see which colors I liked and which colors I really didn't have. So I decided to get those colors. So if you are like me and you don't want to spend your entire bank account or your entire wallet on some eyeshadows, then you can go online. I'll put some videos down below where they have swatched the entire Colourpop line, and then you can see which ones you like and which ones you don't, and then you can buy the ones that you think that you will like. So that's just my little favor for you. You don't have to look as hard. You can go down below and find them right there. Okay, so I'm going in with this brush. This is my Morphe M441 brush, and this actually has some purple eyeshadow on it, so hopefully this will not mess this entire thing up. And I'm going to be taking this color right here, and I believe this is called Top Notch, and this is a very warm transition color. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to go in with this color, like right here, and I think this one is called Paper Tiger. When I was looking at the Colourpop website, this is a color that I definitely wanted because it's a very bright yellow, and that's not really a color I have in my collection when it comes to like a matte yellow. So I decided to get this, and this is actually a really great color to have because this will really just warm up any kind of eye look, and this will really just bring attention to the eyes, especially if you have brown eyes, which I really do like. So I'm just going to be using this color for my transition color, and this is my first time using this. I'm not sure if it will turn out well or not, but I think it will turn out pretty good, so let's just try it. This actually is working quite well. It's actually better than I thought it would look because it has like, I didn't even put a lot on the brush. I just put a few taps of color, and this is getting me a lot of color payoff, and it's actually very blendable, which I do like. So I'm just going to put a little bit more, and then we're just going to move on. So the way I'm applying this is I'm pretty much putting this in my socket and just using small circular motions, like really small circles, just to get the color blended. And that really just helps get you like a very nice, even, pigmented wash of color. Before we do anything else, I'm actually going to take some translucent powder. This is from Coty. This is the Coty Airspun powder. And I'm just going to take the powder and I'm going to put it on a sponge. And I'm just going to put this underneath my eye. But I'm also going to use it to like have like a border line for my eyeshadows. What I'm doing is I'm pretty much packing some powder like right at the edge of my eye because I kind of want to like have like a little bit of a winged eye look. And this is actually something that I saw Jaclyn Hill do, and I tried it and it was a really great technique, so I just wanted to apply it to here in this video. So pretty much you take some translucent powder and you just really pack it on the edge of your eyeshadow look, like what you want the edge to be, and then when you brush it off later, it's a very soft looking cat shaped or winged shaped eye look. And I just think that that's a really easy way to really just do what tape does, but this is a lot more like of a softer way of doing it. Okay, so now I'm going in with another Colourpop eyeshadow. Please take me seriously while I'm like this, because you know this is my serious face. I'm just going to take this Colourpop eyeshadow right here. This is called Top Notch. When I saw this swatched, when I first swatched it, I thought it was pretty much like henna from Anastasia, but it's a matte version. So henna is very metallic, but this Top Notch is pretty much exactly like henna, only in a matte form, which I kind of really like. So I'm just going to take the same brush I was using earlier. I'm going to tap it a little bit in there, and I'm just going to apply this color right below where I applied the Paper Tiger shadow, so you kind of get like this ombre effect. And I'm also going to be using the same circular motions just to apply the color. This is something I've been doing for quite a while now. I just really like the idea of having like a gradient sort of transition going as you go down. I just think that looks really nice, so I'm just going to do that again in this video. And I'm also just going to flick it out slightly so you can get that sort of wing shape later. Even if I do flick it out, like no matter how far I go, so long as the powder is there. So when I brush it off, there'll be nothing there, but that means I can be a little bit more liberal when it comes to how I apply this, which is quite nice, of course. So now I'm going in with this dark brown right here, and I'm taking the same brush. I'm just using this brush throughout this video, but I'm just going to apply this color right on the edge of my eye, so it's a little bit of definition there. But I'm just going to apply it a little bit lower, of course, than where I applied the other color. So this is again the ombre look that we're going for. I'm just applying it a little bit lower, but not as much as I applied before when it came to that other color, Top Notch. But I'm still just going to just use it just to define my eye just a little bit. Now I'm taking a wet brush. This is from Equal Tools. This is a pretty standard eyeshadow brush. And I'm taking this color right here. This is a very unique color. This was definitely one of those colors that I was looking at and I definitely wanted, because this is a metallic and it has a little bit of gray and a little bit of brown in it. It's kind of like an in-between color, and I really like this a lot. So I'm just going to apply this down the center and inner corner part of my eye, and I'm just going to use it to maybe create like a half cut crease almost. So I'm not sure how this color will look with this makeup look, but we'll just see how it goes. I'm just going to apply this in the inner corner and also part of the middle of my eye as well, and just sort of diffuse it on the rest of my eye. You will see what I'm doing. I'm actually going to switch brushes. I'm not sure how I like how this is applying. I'm going to take a flat brush this time. This is from Equal Tools once more. I'm going to take that color and I'm just going to do the same thing. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. You notice that when I'm working around the center of my eyelid, I'm going in with more of a light hand because I don't want it to be like intense throughout, since this is a half cut crease. I'm applying the color more intensely in the inner corner and then sort of diffusing it as it gets to the outer corner just by applying less pressure to the brush. So this is pretty much it for the eyeshadow so far. I don't really think that I have anything bad to say about this. I mean, even though there was a lot of kickback, I think that that's okay because these are so pigmented and so blendable, and they really work well. And I just am really happy with how this is turning out because I wasn't really expecting all the colors to blend so well, because usually it takes a lot more work. but this is going really well, especially, like, I mean, this is going a lot better than I thought it would, especially the gray color, because I wasn't really sure about how that would look, but everything's coming together quite nicely, so that I really like. So for lashes, I'm using my Ardell Demi Wispies. I'm just popping these on. So now that I'm done with my false lashes, now it's time to just brush off the rest of my eyeshadow. I'm using a fan brush for this. This is the Smashbox fan brush. You can honestly use any kind of fluffy brush you have. This one I think is great because this is a fan brush, and this will pretty much do a very good job of brushing off the excess powder without ruining the eyeshadow, which is really nice. So yeah, but in general, like, I don't really find much use for this, to be honest, because this is great for applying highlight. If you want like a really soft highlight, I prefer a strong highlight, so I don't really use this too much. But when it comes to brushing off bake, this works pretty well, so that's why I use it. And you can see right there, you have like this line and this line. It's a little bit uneven, but we can fix that in a few seconds. Now what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do my lower lash line so I can show you how I would like to do that. And I'm just going to be using this brush right here. This is from BH Cosmetics, and this actually has some eyeshadow on it. I feel like all of my brushes have a certain amount of eyeshadow on them because I haven't washed them in what seems like forever. I mean, I wash my face brushes because like I use those all the time, but I don't really wash my eye brushes that often because I'm lazy like that. So yeah, I'm just going to be taking, again, Top Notch with, actually no, I'm going to be taking this one, Paper Tiger, with this brush. I'm just going to sweep this underneath my, well, just on my lower lash line, and then we can move on to the other colors. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to take that sponge and I'm going to apply some more translucent powder. This is something I've been doing for myself. This is something I sort of made up myself, I think. I'm pretty sure other people do this too, but I'm just going to take the powder, I'm just going to apply it underneath my eye. But I'm just going to stop right where I want to apply my under eye eyeshadow. So just right there, because that way it'll be a lot easier for me not to go overboard and do it too low. Because since I have dark under eye circles, a lot of times it can be a little bit difficult because when I'm doing a lot of lower lash stuff, then it sort of drags my eye down and makes me look even more tired. So this is going to help me just be able to go in a little bit more liberally with my eyeshadow, so I don't feel like I'm going to mess up any seconds. So this is just going to be a lot easier for me. And it's okay if you brush a little bit of the translucent powder off because the overall effect that we want is a very blended under eye area, and the translucent powder really helps with that. Believe me, it helps a lot. I mean, I was doing my friend's makeup the other day and I pretty much did their under eye area by pretty much applying translucent powder and then just applying eyeshadow a little bit above it, and that really helped me a lot because when I'm doing makeup on other people, it can be a little bit more difficult because I'm used to doing my own makeup, but that helped make the job so much easier. It was a lot less time consuming. So that's just what I did, and I encourage you to try this out as well. This and the winged eye look, because those are like the two best techniques I've tried in a long time. They're so easy, they make everything so much easier, and I just like them a lot. Okay, so now that we have a little bit of that on, I'm going to be taking this brush right here. This is a very small but dirty. This has purple eyeshadow on it. Well, yeah, this is a brush from Real Techniques and it's their eyeshadow brush. This is a really great brush for the under eye. I'm going to be taking this color, yeah, this color right here with this brush, and I'm just going to use this to connect the outer corner of my top eyeshadow to like the bottom eyeshadow as well. So you'll see what I'm doing. It's basically going to make the eyeshadow look a lot more seamless and a lot more blended, and this is just a really easy way to make it look really good. I probably should have done this before lashes, but this is okay. And even, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but even though I'm applying eyeshadow practically on top of the translucent powder, it's still gonna come away once we just brush it off later. So this is pretty good. I feel like I can do anything and it'll be fine. I'm gonna be taking a little bit more Paper Tiger just to help with the blending a little bit, and just use that to sort of blend that other shade. I'm taking a clean brush. This is from Morphe. This is their M505 brush. I'm going to use this to brush off the translucent powder and also just to blend everything out even more. So you pretty much get this like very nice elongated cat eye eyeshadow shape, but it's not too harsh and it's just so easy to do, and you don't need to use plastic tape. So I like it. Now I'm just going to go in with a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. And that is pretty much it for the eyes. So for the rest of the face now, I'm going to take my powder brush and I'm just going to sweep a little bit of translucent powder all over my entire face, because that will just help set everything. I actually, I used a new foundation today. Well, it's new in general, but it's not new to me since I've been using it so much. This is a foundation from Wet n Wild. This is their Photo Focus foundation, and this is a really good foundation. It looks so good on camera. It goes on really dark on me, but then little by little it gets very light. That for me is okay. So this is a really great foundation. It looks like foundation, so it doesn't look like a natural foundation, but it covers a lot and it looks great on the skin and in photos. So that's why I really like this a lot. So that is my little mini review, but this is a really great foundation. So for contouring, I'm using one of my City Color contour palettes. This is the City Color Contour Effects 2 palette. It has some powder on it, but this is a great one. I really like this a lot. And I'm going to be using this color right here just to give myself a little bit of bronze. I'm also going to be taking this highlighter brush, and I'm going to be taking this color right here and using that as my highlight color. I kind of sort of forgot blush, so for blush, I'm using this one. This is from Essence. This is their Silky Touch blush, and this is in the shade 20. I'm just going to take the blush brush from Morphe. This is their E4 brush. I'm using all Morphe brushes today, but I'm pretty much just popping it like that and just sort of like just applying just a touch of it, not a lot at all. Just like pop and then apply. Because we have so much going on in the eyes, I just don't want to overdo it. And then I'm just going to take this brush. This is from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to sort of just sweep it along that area, because that will just really help all the product just really blend together really well. And this is, you can just pretty much use any brush for this, but because I want this to be a very blended look, I'm just using a clean brush. This is a pretty dense brush. I'm not sure if I should be doing this, but it feels so good. And this I like to use to just blend everything out when it comes to my face makeup. For lips, I'm using my Ofra liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Bel Air. This is a great one. I was loving this so much last year. This is an amazing formula, and the color is so good. So I'm using this. It's actually a little bit bright compared to what I wanted, so I'm just going to dumb it down a little bit using this color from Wet n Wild. This is from their new liquid lipstick line, and this is in the shade Nudie Patootie. I love the name. So I'm just going to apply this to the center a little bit, and this will help sort of dumb it down a little. So this is the finished look. As you can see, this is pretty much what I came up with. I really like how it turned out. I hope that I gave you maybe a few techniques to try out, or maybe some things to try out on someone else. I don't know. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.